the logic. Let's try to understand these two statements, right? Basically, logic is everywhere. You use logic in many statements in your daily life. Try to understand. Many times you say that when I feel energetic, or if I feel energetic, then generally I go to gym and do some really cool exercises. But if I don't feel energetic, I rest at home, watch something on Netflix or something like that, right? Some people say, if my manager behaves properly, right, then I will do the work. Otherwise, maybe I will sit at home and watch the movie. Maybe, right? Basically, logic is there. And your logic is dependent on a condition. What is the condition to go to gym? The condition is to go to gym is if you feel energetic, then you go to gym. Otherwise, you will watch a movie. There are hundred of such statements, right? What is the logic? Logic is if the statement, if this condition is true, then you are doing some activity. Otherwise, you will be doing some other activity. It is as simple as that. But I can do one more thing. I can, in my addition program, I can say that if user enter these two numbers, which number? Num1 and num2. If these two number entered by user is greater than 100, then only I am going to add them, otherwise not. Very, very interesting, right? Maybe the computer programmer is thinking that if these numbers are less than 100, then basically anybody can add them, right? But maybe if the number is greater than 100, maybe 799 plus 896, then basically somebody need the calculation. But this is a vague logic. But you can add this logic that if you input both numbers greater than 100, then I will add them. Otherwise, I won't do the calculation. This is your program logic. And we are going to develop this logic. These statements are more closer to the normal language or the regular languages, right? We need to see how this logic will be converted into the Python. And believe me, very, very near in Python and in many languages, this logic is just like this. And we call this as a if and else logic. I think you all heard about it at least, right? If not, that is perfectly fine. If we are going to understand it a little bit more, right? So let's take an example. If I feel energetic, I will go to the gym. Let's understand this. If, and the condition is, what is the condition? The condition is very, very simple. The condition is if I feel energetic, I will go to the gym and do some exercise. Else, I will watch Netflix movie. It is as simple as that. So basically, if the condition is true, if I feel energetic, this is the block or the things I would like to do. Else, I will do this block or whatever is written here. Right? Let's take an example. If the number 1 is greater than 100, I will print this number is greater than 100. Else, I will be printing this number is less than 100. It is as simple as that. So if number 1 is greater than 100, and basically now there is some syntax too. If is normal English language. I am saying this is my condition. Num1 should be greater than 100. If that is the case, I will print hello and I will say this number is greater than 100. It is as simple as that. Else, if this condition is false, and you can say, suppose somebody has defined this value num1 as 200. If we see here 200, okay, 200 is the number one, and it is greater than 100, it means that this if statement is true, means you are energetic. If energetic, then basically execute the block which is under this if condition, right? And what is the block under this if condition? This is the block under the if condition, right? Execute it. Print hello greater than 100. That is perfectly fine. But if somebody has written 50, if somebody has defined num1 is equal to 50, then this statement, if statement is not true, you are not feeling energetic. It means that do whatever is there in else. So execute this block of code. As simple as that. Very, very easy, right? Very simple logic. So if somebody is going to put num1 is equal to 50, this statement is going to be false, and this statement is going to be false, then basically else statement is going to, you are not feeling energetic, and that is why you are watching movie. As simple as that, right? But if you see the syntax pretty closely, we are doing some interesting thing here. Then the first interesting thing is introduction of this colon here. The colon is saying that if statement is if statement is this is the if statement from here to here, and basically whatever you write after if statement, right, it is going to be the block of if statement, right? But we need to define in older programming language, if we need to define a block of this, then basically we need to write this braces here, opening braces and close braces, and whatever we write inside the programming statements, this is the block of if, just like do this, right? But at that point of time, basically counting these, that you need to match the opening with the closing braces. So Python is pretty simple language, and they are not using the approach of this braces, right? They are saying just write if and its condition, this column, and then basically if you want to write the block, then it should begin with, you need to leave some spaces. So basically write first statement from here, second from here, third from here. You do not need to write anything here, so that program understand that this, whatever you are writing the code here, it is inside the if block, and that is what I have done here, right? I am not writing anything in the starting four spaces. You can choose, right? You can choose this tab here. Tab is going to give this space. So basically, whatever you choose after these four spaces, this is going to be the block of your if statement, and we call this thing as indentation. We are not using the brackets to showcase that this is the if block. We are writing our code after some spaces, so that we can basically, if I am writing if statement, I do not want to write here, I want to write from here, right? If I write from here, then basically I can straight away say that this block or this instructions from here to here are actually the block of if, and these instruction I can straight away say, program can straight away understand that else statement is here, right? And whatever I want to write after some spaces, this is going to be my else code or else block. If I write after a print here, this is not inside this if or else block, because this is at the same indentation level. So whatever you are going to write, so basically suppose if num1 is value is 50, of course if block is not going to be executed, else block is going to be executed. It is going to execute hello smaller than 100, and then whatever you write in this print, it is going to be executed, right? Because this is not the else block, this is outside else block. This is very, very important to understand. Indentation, we are not using any braces, we are using just the indentation. Very, very simple in Python. Having said that, what I've done is I have created a program for you. I don't think that I would be able to explain this program, right? The program is very, very simple, and I urge everybody here to run this program, right? What this program logic is, it is saying that the if number entered by user, what are those numbers? Number one and number two. If both numbers are greater than greater than 100, then it is going to calculate the sum, otherwise not. Try to understand this condition, try to understand the indentation, try to run this program, And believe me, the VS Code or any editor which is Python aware, if you write an if statement, right, it is going to take the cursor right here to let you know that this is the if block. If you want to come out of the if block, then basically again go here. It is as simple as that. So I would urge everybody here to run this program and find that if you are getting the desired result. Okay. Now this is what I wanted to explain you in this class. In next class, we will be starting from this program here. We will be executing it on the interpreter or the Python interpreter. Once that is done, we will be talking about the loops, right? And believe me, those are again going to be very, very simple. Having said that, if you guys have any doubt, any question in today's class, please do ask. Otherwise, we will call it a day. And that is again the logic, right? If you have a doubt, please ask. I am happy to answer. Otherwise, we will meet in the next class 2 days later.